Have you ever noticed how some people seem to thrive in the chaos of a crowded Friday night? While they're out flexing their social lives, you're probably on your couch, feeling completely at peace. Maybe you've even felt a little guilty for ignoring that group chat just to stay home. You might worry that being a homebody is a red flag, or that you're just being emotionally checked out and lazy. But what if your desire to stay in is actually a high-level survival strategy? It's not about being boring or hating people. In many cases, your brain may simply be wired to prioritize peace over the overload of the outside world. Think about it. Research suggests that people who prefer staying at home often have a more sensitive nervous system. That means your brain may process sounds, lights, and conversations more intensely than others do. In many cases, this can lead to a state known as overstimulation. Overstimulation is a psychological state where the brain receives more sensory input than it can comfortably handle. Imagine trying to listen to 5 songs at the same volume while someone flashes a strobe light in your face. That's what a busy mall or a loud party can feel like for someone with a sensitive temperament. Translation: your brain is basically begging for a quiet room so it can reset. But here's the thing. Preferring the comfort of your own space isn't only about avoiding noise. There's a deeper reward system at play that can make your bedroom feel like a literal sanctuary. While others chase hype, you may be drawn to a more sustainable kind of happiness. Think about it. Most people assume dopamine only comes from exciting, new experiences. But for a homebody, dopamine may also come from predictability and safety. That creates a powerful cycle of reinforcement. Reinforcement is when a behavior gets strengthened because it leads to a rewarding outcome. Every time you choose to stay home and feel immediate relief, your brain quietly records home equals safety. So the next time a social invitation bumps into your schedule, you're more likely to choose the sofa over the bar. Translation: you're not just staying home. You're training your brain to find comfort in calm, ordinary moments. But here's the part most people miss. Staying home can help you preserve your social battery for the people who actually matter. Social battery is a simple way to describe how much energy you have for social interaction before you need solitude. Imagine a phone that drains 10 times faster in a room full of strangers than it does during a quiet dinner with one best friend. By staying home, you're essentially recharging so you don't burn out. And it gets stranger. There's often a hidden emotional depth in the person who chooses the quiet life. Consider Elena, a graphic designer who spent years trying to be the life of the party just to fit in. One night, standing in a crowded club, she felt a sharp chill crawl up her spine, even though the room was hot. She watched her friends laughing and suddenly felt like a ghost inside her own life. Elena realized she wasn't fully there. She was performing for an audience she didn't even like. She went home, made tea, and felt her heart rate settle into a rhythm that finally felt like hers. That hesitation in the club was the moment she understood her home wasn't a cage. It was a cocoon. But there's a second reason staying home can be such a powerful psychological tool. It gives you space to process emotions the world constantly tells you to ignore. When you're always on, you rarely get the chance to hear your own internal voice. Think about it. Here's the part most people miss. Choosing the homebody life can lead to stronger self-awareness. You're not distracted by clout or the need to impress strangers with your outfit or your drink order. That creates room for real introspection, something many people spend their entire lives avoiding. Let that sink in. Still, we have to talk about the other side, because balance is everything. Staying home can be healthy recharging, but it can also become a trap of avoidance. If you only stay home because you fear being judged, your sanctuary can slowly start to feel like a prison. And that doesn't mean extroverts have life figured out either. Their need for constant stimulation is simply a different way of navigating the world. But it does mean you have to be honest about why you're staying behind closed doors. And it gets stranger. Research suggests people who value private space may build more stable, long-term relationships. Because they aren't constantly chasing new social highs, they often invest more deeply in a few meaningful connections. They prefer healing conversations over shallow small talk. Translation: your preference for staying in may actually make you a more loyal and attentive friend. But there's a second reason. Staying home can protect you from the comparison trap that happens when you watch others perform their lives in public. When you're alone with your thoughts, you're the only standard you have to live up to. Over time, that can lead to deeper self-acceptance. Let that sink in. Here's the part most people miss. The world is built for those who speak the loudest, but it's understood by those who listen the most. By choosing to stay home, you may be opting out of a race with no finish line. You're choosing depth over noise. Think about it. So, is staying home a weakness or a hidden strength? It often depends on whether you're running toward peace or running away from fear. If you use your home to build a life you love, then you're not missing out at all. You're simply playing a different game with higher stakes. Staying home isn't a retreat from life. It's a decision to live on your own terms. What is the one thing about being home that makes you feel most like yourself? And if you want to understand what your brain is doing in that quiet space, you'll probably love our next deep dive. Why quiet people process information differently.